You're watching EVH Gear TV, brought to you by Mike's Music. Visit Mike's Music online for all your EVH and other gear needs. Microphones for EVH Gear TV are provided by Rode Microphones, and official Van Halen merchandise is provided by VanHalenStore.com. Now, here's your host from Ontario, Canada, EVH Gear artist Eric Broadbent.
Hey guys, happy Thursday evening to you all. Almost Friday around the corner, showtime tomorrow night. But I promised a few people I was going to do a bit of a pedal board overview, and going to take a look tonight at the IdeaBench Fastback GT pedal board. Going to play the turn the camera angle down here in a second. And hey, thanks, bud. Little man's helped me out with some production issues tonight. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. There he is. You can see the hands anyways. Talk to you later. Hopefully everybody can hear me okay. I'm going to be changing the camera angle here in just a second. Going to show you a little bit of a overview of the pedal board and some of the effects I've got on here, both running through the loop and through the front of the input on the, in this case tonight, the 5150 100 watt head. And I'm going to be playing mostly clean tonight. I'm not going to do a lot of playing. Just going to show you one of the newest effects that's on the board, the Strymon Big Sky reverb, which I'm totally in love with at the moment. Just learning it right now too. So I'll take a quick peek. Oh, we've got a bunch of people jumping in the chat already. Say hi to them real quick, and then we're going to hop over here and take a peek. Can everyone hear me okay? It looks like levels are okay so far. Let me see. Let's do this over here so I'm not looking away from the screen as much. We've got the Law jumping in, saying hello. Darren Moore Rock and Roll, have a great broadcast. Out with my buddy right now, but I'll be rewatching. Definitely be here tomorrow for Michael Sweet. Thanks, buddy. Have fun with your friend. Sean Zimmerman, nice to hear from you. As always, wishing you the best. Saying, hey, I hope all is well with everyone. Mike Ray's jumping in, saying hey to all. Scary Groove jumping in, saying, let's get the party started. Looking forward to the episode, brother. Single Coil Lover says hello. Jay's Tacos and Guitar says, hey gang. Brad's jumping in saying, hey all. And Frank C says, good evening. Our schedules finally aligned. Fantastic. Quentin James jumping in saying, hey all as well too. One of the things I don't like about looking at the chat on the iPad is I can't highlight where I left off. So I'm going to do my very best to try and remember. Scott Munden is jumping in saying hello as well. Can everyone hear me okay? I'm running a little bit of a different audio rig tonight. I'm running the Rode lapel mic as opposed to the big one that's over there. I like it. It's cool. But I'll be toggling my, my mute quite a few times when I'm doing some demos. So I'm going to, Brad Baldwin's jumping in saying, hey, excited to hear the Big Sky. I'm really loving this thing. And it's making me play clean a lot more. And I'm discovering that it's fun to play clean. You know, I'm one of those guys that likes to hide behind distortion sometimes to kind of mask and cover up the flaws a little bit. But it's nice. It's beautiful, pretty chords and stuff like that. Having some fun there as well too. So forgive me if I miss anybody. I'm going to go to the other camera here in a second, and I'm going to try to angle it down and show you the pedal board and walk you through how I've got my setup. And then I will also turn the pedal board around so I can actually access the pedal board. And in case you wonder what this little note is, I made a note of about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 presets that I really love so far on the Big Sky. And I just wrote them down. Haven't made any presets of my own yet, just going through the actual factory presets. And I only got about a third of the way through. But these are the ones that I liked a lot. So I'm going to try and recall those ones tonight and show you why I like them and things like that as well too. Good. Everyone's saying that the audio sounds good, so thank you. If you see me reach behind me, I'll be toggling the mute on the wireless pack here just so to mute my mic, because what's happening here, I've got two mics on the 412 over here as well too. And when I start playing, the level's going to be pretty loud. It's going to bleed through this mic as well too, so I got to make sure I kill this one. So yeah, everyone's saying sounds good. All right, so let me put this down for a second. Oh, I closed the chat. Let's try to bring that chat back open. And do that again. Quick sip because I'm getting dry already. Not a good sign. Okay, and let's go see if we can jump in. David Ennis is in. Hey, David Ennis is jumping in. Very nice. Okay, so I'm going to have to try and use my monitor on my screen as a monitor to see what I'm doing here. So let's try this here. Let's try to angle this down here like this. All right. Now, I'll try not to get in the way of the camera, so I'll see what we can see here. Yeah, we're pretty good here. So, from at the side of the board, first of all, the board, let's talk about the board itself first. Everyone can see this okay? I'll try to stay off to the side. So this is the Fastback GT pedal board from IdeaBench. You can look them up at ideabench.com. All steel chassis. It's not wood. They come in several colors. I happen to have the red one. Rusty Cooley, who I had on the show there last Friday, he has the red with the exact same one. I absolutely love it. It opens up like a car hood. I probably won't be able to show you as well tonight, but you can see the video here on my channel where I had it open. I was doing the mounting of the pedal snake and all the pedals, but it opens right up like a hood of your car, which allows you to get in behind it and do your wiring, change pedals around as far as your patch cables, any kind of cool stuff like that. I happen to run some LED lights in mine. Now they're not on right now. I've actually taken them out temporarily because I put too many in there. I got to cut them down. I had too much in there. But on the far right hand side of the pedal board right here, Rick at IdeaBench was nice to mount my input right there. So I run the guitar cable to that jack right there, and it's buried underneath here. You can't see it. And it comes out, first in line is my tuner, and then even though it looks like it goes in this kind of order, what you see is not what you get. So it goes to my tuner, which is the D'Addario, I love this thing, chromatic tuner. Goes back out underneath into the wah to the EVH flanger to the Eddie Van Halen Phase 90, the MXR analog chorus, the EVH 5150 overdrive, which I don't use all the time, but I obviously using a 5150 amp, you don't need this pedal, but I do like to play a lot in the clean channel and use this. Out to this Boss OC3, and then from here out to the input, the front input of the amplifier. Now, what's going through the loop of the amplifier, I'm using the Boss NS2, and I do have it on tonight, just for the sole fact that I've got a lot of extra things running in here tonight, and I thought just for extra safety, I'll throw that on there to take away a little bit of the hiss. I don't need it anymore because my rig is super, super, super quiet. I've just engaged it tonight just for a little bit extra quietness. This is a new baby here that just came in the other day, 2 days ago, whatever, from Strymon, the Big Sky reverb, which I'm totally in love with right now. Runs into my exotic EP booster, which is just on a nominal gain, like basically the gain isn't even on. It's like basically off. And then the Boss DD500, and then out to the loop as well too. So everything you see here is in the loop. Everything you see here goes to the front of the amplifier. I did have the Boss OC3 up in this area here, and it was running through the loop as well too. And it was just a little too insane or a little too intense for me. And I knew I was going to be moving it. And so when this came in, the Big Sky decided that I would take the OC3 and move it down here. And you obviously, in most cases, you want it after your drive pedals. So it's the last in the line here. Now I've got a couple other pedals coming in. They should be here anytime from Boss. I've got the Boss, Boss's version of this pedal here, the RV500, which is a counterpart to the DD500. So it's a competitor to this guy. And then I've also got Boss's MD500, which is their modulation pedal, counterpart to this one. And that will be replacing the analog chorus. So that's going to come off. Probably going to mount the big Boss MD500 over there. But before I do all that, I'll be doing a big demo and a comparison between the reverbs with the Big Sky and then obviously the RV500. And you'll notice that I no longer have the Boss RV5 on here. I've given that one to Eric Jr. and it's on his board now. So this one has replaced that. But we'll see what happens between this guy and the Boss RV500. Either or, I'm going to be using them both for sure, and whichever one wins the battle and ends up being the permanent replacement on the board here, the other one will be used as an effects processor over at my desk through the mixer. So the nice thing is all of this here is powered by the pedal snake. You can't see much of it here, but this is the snake here as well too. It's about a 25-foot snake, very, very nice, soft rubber, never ever tangles up. So everything that goes to this board sends and returns, sends and returns, amp input, wireless, and voltage that powers the Strymon O-High power supply, which is underneath the board. Everything is sent through that one cable. That's all. The only cable I have is that going to my amplifier with all voltage, all lines, send and returns, even the 7-pin DIN foot switch, which I don't have hooked up tonight because I'm going to be playing strictly on the clean channel, but this is all. It also runs a 7-pin DIN through that cable. All I gotta do is plug in one guitar line. There's no extension cords coming here, no wall warts, none of that kind of stuff. So it's absolutely beautiful. And it's what I really like about the overall arc of the pedal board. I should actually hang on to the iPad in case there's any technical difficulties here. Everyone hear me okay still? Okay, looks like I don't see anything disastrous here. So I like the arch, the half moon, whatever you want to call it, of the pedal board. And Rusty said the same thing on the show the other night too. With your traditional pedal board that's long and rectangular, you're doing a lot of stepping, you're doing a lot of reaching. But think of a drummer on a drum throne. You know, a drummer is like this, right? You're arching your body, you're kind of turning your body a little bit, you're pivoting. You actually don't even really pivot. You stand still and you turn at your waist. Everything was within reach here, and I really, really like this board for that sole reason. All the pedals are mounted with dual lock material, a 3M product. You can still see some of it here. It looks like Velcro, but it's not Velcro. It's more of a plasticky synthetic type material. But when those pedals are on there, I mean, they are on there. And when you push them, they actually snap in almost like a Lego. It's for those of you that like to play with Lego. So that is overall the board itself. And I'm going to just spin it back around in a second here, and we'll actually fire it up a little bit. See what we can do here. It's quite heavy. All right, see if we can get this back up. And get a little tour of the studio here as well too. I've been kind of redecorating a little bit. There's the 5150, the two lunch boxes, a couple guitars over there. Give a little tour of those. I've got, you can see that on the screen here. I've got the PV USA hardtail. PV USA Special, kind of a cartoon model. Trying to think what I've got in the way here. What's in the way? What am I seeing there? There we go. All right, that's better. Bear with me here. I'm one man tonight. Now the PV, I actually posted that one today on my Facebook. That's the Finding Core PV Wolfgang USA. It's missing the giant glow-in-the-dark letters, but still plays like a beast. EVH made in Japan, Wolfgang Special, fully futoned. All the goodies in the back, as you'd expect to see from what I do with all my guitars. This one is Eric Jr.'s Wolfgang Standard, purple, nice one. Over here, let me see here. It's my PRS. I've had this for a lot of years. Love this baby. PRS CE22. This was actually, when it was sent to me, it was on loan for a very short time to Chan Kinchler from Blues Traveler. So that was pretty cool. It was actually played on stage by Chan Kinchler from Blues Traveler. A couple more of Eric Jr.'s guitars. Got his Telly here. And of course, one of his favorites is Epiphone SG Pro. Got the acoustic up in the corner. Can we see that? It's a nice discontinued Washburn, real nice one, solid top. Let's see what else we can show you here. Get this camera back. I'm out of breath. I'm an old man. As you can see over here as well, 5150 stripe, the EVH stripe series black and white stripe, and then one of my favorite guitars, probably the favorite guitar, the Wolfgang Standard, just like the purple one I showed you a second ago, but fully futoned. All right, see if we can sit down here for a second, take a quick drink. Say hi to everybody as well. I got to move that camera. I'm cutting my head off. Let's bring that up a little bit. How's that work? Yeah, that works. Okay, let's jump over to the chat again for a second. Let's catch back up. There's a lot of people here I miss. So thanks for watching, everybody, for sure. We're getting some unseasonably warm weather here right now in Canada too. The boy went just going shorts today. It's actually beautiful. Loving it. More summer than we had actually in the summer, I think. Neil Bambury says, I'm not feeling the shape of the pedal board. Going to need an extra large case to transport. Actually, it's not really. Where is my bag for that? It's behind the curtain. It's not that bad. It's probably about the same size as a gig bag. I mean, sorry, as a guitar case, but in a gig bag format. It's actually, it fits in there no problem. So it's quite easy to transport. Let me see here. Oh yeah, so Scott Munden says not running the BBE Sonic Maximizer anymore. Sonic Stomp, no, I got rid of that one. And the reason why I got rid of it, I know people might think I'm a hypocrite when I say this. I used to preach, to the cows come home on that one. I used to love that pedal, and it was my favorite always on pedal. But it wasn't playing nice with certain other pedals until I started getting other pedals, and all of a sudden this wasn't playing nice with it anymore. So I got rid of it. As a matter of fact, I traded a buddy for some vinyl, which is really cool. So I no longer have that one. And kind of the one that's taken its place now is the Zotic EP booster. Not that they're the same pedal in any realm, but that's what I've replaced it with. Let's have a look here as well too. Les Bellins jumping in, saying hello everybody. And let me see here. Humbucker Lovers jumping in. Hey buddy, how you doing? Frank C says, I think Eric's board has a bag that the pedal board fits in for traveling. Yes, you're 100% right on that. Neil Bambury says, you have a lot of pedals. Ever thought of a floor switcher? One with MIDI would be great. Change channels on the Boss delay and Strymon. It would also eliminate any signal loss you might have. Yeah, I have thought of that for sure, and it's something that is in the back of my mind, and actually it's something I'm thinking about a lot. I just haven't moved into that realm yet, and there's, you know, so a couple people, obviously even Rick at IdeaBench has some switchers and things like that as well too, so I may even be looking at it in the distant future. Right now this is my comfort zone, and it's pretty simple to operate for me, and I'm not really changing a lot of presets. I'm kind of a guy that in most cases can have one preset that I like. Years ago I wasn't like that. I'd have some of these multi-effects processors that would have, you know, hundreds and hundreds of effects, and I would use so many of them, you know, it's just like, but I never really took the time to really tweak anything that I liked to my liking. Just use whatever was there and all over it again. So now one setting, and I tend to use it a lot, and it seems to work for me. Jared Frost is jumping in. Was just talking to him on Facebook just a few minutes ago before going live. Thanks, Jared, for jumping in, and congrats on your pedal board there and your new switcher you got. It's looking really good and working for you, which is awesome. Humbucker says, I can't rotate at the waist. That's what my board is straight. I usually use it as a hard board, or hand board, yeah. Frank C saying, hey Jared, Neil Bambury, bags are okay for light travel. Yeah, not for you know, aircraft or things like that as well too, but for the most part it's perfect, and it's a very, very durable bag. It's not just like a nylon. I wish I could show you, and I do believe it's behind the curtain. It's just too hard to get to at the moment. The losses, I used to run the Voodoo Lab G, CX, and Ground Control Pro. All pedals lived in a rack with short cable runs. Best case scenario, saves impedance and single taps for presets, for sure. Killer Guitars Humbucker says, the loss says, still have that system. I'll never sell it. Jared Frost says, I just had the Voodoo Lab pedal switcher, but there is something wrong with it, so I bought another one on Reverb. Some guy makes custom. So much easier to switch between pedals. Agreed, for sure. Just label them and you know which ones they are, and you're off to the races. Let me see here. Mystic Stars jumping in saying, hi everyone. Jared Frost says, hi Mystic. Les Bell says, love the pedal board, got to stripe that up. And yeah, you know, that would look really cool, but I tend to do that too much. You know, I just stripe everything, so I might just, you know, restrain myself or control myself and not stripe this one. It sure would be easy to do. Some white and black stripes and it would look pretty good. And Mystic Star says, congrats Jared on the 5150. Okay, so I can probably remember that. I'm going to grab the guitar here, and the guitar I'm going to use tonight by choice is the Wolfgang Standard. I'm using a Wolfgang period because I want to be able to change between pickups, and to demonstrate some of these clean tones I really like using the middle position on a Wolfgang and a lot of the neck position as well too, just to get that nice warm sound. And I'm going to refer to my cheat sheet of some of the presets. So there's a couple I found right at the very beginning, so I'm going to go back there right now. And on the Strymon, just like on the Boss product, to bank down, you hold two of the buttons at a time. All right, and then so your two on the left will go down, the two on the right will go up. I know you can't see me doing this right now, and you're probably hearing a clicky, clicky, clicky like crazy, but let's find out. So on patch 1, the first one was called Past. There it is. All right, let's grab a guitar. Okay, let's see what we got here. And I'm not going to be jamming over anything tonight, so there's no need for headphones. And I do have to make sure I shut off my lapel mic though. All right, so this is the first patch. I'm just going to go through a few patches. I think probably what I'll do here now is I'll go through some patches, and I'll leave my microphone off so I won't speak in between. And so just bear with me as I switch some patches. So these are some of my favorite patches I found so far on the Strymon Big Sky Reverb, running through the loop, the 5153 100 watt on the clean channel. And occasionally what I may do is I might turn the microphone back on, and I'm going to show you what it sounds like by adding a little bit of delay and some chorus for some ambiance. Now, the Big Sky does have some modulation chorusing effects you can put into each patch, but I'm not going to be using them that way, just strictly with the bare reverb. I do have delay on right now, so I'm going to make sure that it's turned off, and that's everything I have off. So before I turn off my microphone, this is what you're hearing so far. Let's turn off the Big Sky as well too. Okay, all right, so I'm going to turn off my microphone. I'm going to engage the Big Sky, and this is my first preset, which I like, which is called Pass V. Okay, so that's one of my favorites right there. I'm just turning my mic back on for a second. I am a real huge fan of shimmer effects. That one's on a shimmer, and I can bring the level of the effect up as well. What really got me digging shimmer, you're gonna laugh at me when I say this, but Junior got me into the Gorillaz, and I'm a huge Gorillaz fan. And in the song Feel Good, you know, they're doing the pattern basically like this. Okay, a little progression like that. And there's actually swells on that. Now if I take that mix, watch if I bring that mix up. Okay, so I'm gonna roll my mic back off and watch as I do the swells on that now. Absolutely beautiful in my opinion. So if you heard at the end there too, there's a button you can actually press and hold, and you're actually freezing it. So you can actually let that hang as long as you step on that. So very cool, kind of a freeze or repeat. So I love that. The shimmer effects are my absolute favorites on the pedal. So we're going to continue on as well here too. Let's have a quick look back to the chat too for a second. Is that sounding okay so far to you guys? So let's go back a little bit here. What did I miss here? So F&F Gamers jumping in. Jack Shea Martin's jumping in. Do I think Van Halen will tour next year? Yeah, I do think they will tour next year. I'm pretty confident that they will. Let me see here. F&F Gamers say, hey, what up? I'm streaming right now. Fantastic. Let me see here. Blackie DH jumping in saying, hey, all nice to see you for sure. Well, who else have I missed here? Let me see. Bear with me here. Scrolling. Showman Blues, I think, is here somewhere. Showman Blues, yeah, says, hey, humbucker lover. And let me see here. Perfect. Great. So let's continue on here. So I left off at bank 2. I'm going to skip up to bank 4, and there's one called Boiler, I believe. Whoops. There it is. All right. So before I turn off my mic, let's just see what it sounds like a little bit. Okay, now what is that one? I can't read it from here. There's obviously different presets and actually different types of reverbs, from your plates to your halls, your springs, tape type echoes, shimmers. There's one called Bloom, and I know I'm missing a few. There's 12 of them all together. All kinds of and actually, what's the other one too? Like a ring modulator type things. All kinds of very cool effects. Now this one here, I can't read what it is. That's very nice. So, all right, let's continue with it. Let's go up to bank 9. Let me see here, and this one is called Whirl P. There it is. There we go. That's nice. That's obviously a big reverb. Let's check that one out. Okay, so this one here is a full plate. Now this is a big, 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 long plate. So you can hear that for sure. Now actually, I will try this. Let's try to go over to some distortion for a second. Let's see what it sounds like, all right? Let's have a quick look. Put a little bit of echo. All right. So other than a couple horrible bad mistakes, you get the idea what it sounds like with distortion as well too. Now that level was too intense, but we bring that down for sure. But it does sound quite nice with distortion on that as well too. Let's keep going on that one as well too. So we got, that was on 12, Stardust on 14. Let's have a look at that one, find that one. And there we go, Stardust. Now why did I like this one? I sometimes forget why I like it, but we'll find out. Okay. I can tell right away. It's because it's got a shimmer on it. Okay, let's have that look at that one. So I had my phaser on that. I got rid of that. Let's get rid of delay as well too. I don't want to color the tone anymore, and I have to. I'll kill my mic here. One sec. So obviously it was a shimmer. That's the reason why I like that one so much. That's called Stardust. And let's go up to 18, one called Perfect. Let's find that one. There we go. Let's find out why did I like that one. It's funny, I don't know why. Another big, big hanging reverb. nice wet reverb for sure. And I'm almost done to the end of my presets that I liked. Anyways, here's one called Big Mo or something like that, 24. And my freehand, I was writing kind of fast the other day, so have a look at that one. Big Mod maybe? Let's have a look. That's kind of nice. Cavernous reverbs. It's just crazy. It's crazy. Sounds like you're in a huge canyon. Here's one called D-Tune. I like this one here. This is on patch 26. Whoop, too far. Go backwards. There we go. And D-Tune. All right, have a look at that one. Let's bring the mix up on that one too. Too much mix. Way too much mix. Bring that back. And actually, the way it was at default was nice. That was kind of fun, give you an idea of the distortion sound on it as well too. And the last one that I wrote down here that I like, and here again, doesn't mean that there's the only ones I like. That's as far as I got through on them, was patch 43. Well, when I say patch 43, bank 43, and then it's one of the three in that bank. This one's called Open Up. So let's have a look at that one. We're pretty close. We're at 27. Let's go up a little bit, up to 40. Whoops, 43. And it's called Open Up. There it is. And here again, why did I like it? I don't know yet till I refresh myself on it. Nice. That's got this really nice, and that's a choral, I believe, if I can read correctly. That's one of the other 12 patches or reverb types. Got to stop saying patches. The reverb type. This is a choral type patch, and you can almost hear like a voice, a choir hanging in the background as you sustain a chord. And I can press and hold that too. I'm just getting the tail end of it now. Probably not hearing a lot of it, but you can step on that and freeze it. Absolutely love it. So there's still many more banks in here I can go through. I'm going to take a few of them. There's a few presets that I would like to have at the ready. I want to have a nice plate reverb to get kind of the original Van Halen sound. You know, from the first record, obviously a very wet, kind of go a little easier on the delay. Make sure, yeah, it's still on. And I want to have a bit of a room reverb as well. And then I'm going to have my third preset, which I'm probably just going to have three. I'm going to have three main ones. And obviously, as I've told you many times tonight already, the shimmer, the type of things like that are one of my favorites of all time. So I'm probably going to be using that one a lot. Hard to use that in a distorted environment, but it's going to force me to play clean a lot more. So that's going to be a blessing as well too, to kind of freshen up on my clean chops. So there you go on that one. I'm going to actually get rid of the guitar for a moment. Let's just mute this for a second. And actually, you know what I'll do? Before I do that, I'll give you an idea of what my Octave pedal sounds like now as well, running to the front of the amplifier as opposed to going to the back. And I really enjoy it. So let's go back just to a regular plate if we can for a second. Let's go back to 0-1 for a second. Let's just take a second. This is where the MIDI control would come in handy for sure. I have to give you credit on that one. All right, so what's it called again? 1 second, go back up. Okay. Maybe tanked, is that it? No, it's not that one. Get rid of that delay first of all. Okay, so I'm gonna put some distortion on. First of all, without the distortion, here's my octave running to the front. Okay, so let's kill that for a second. A little fun with the octave pedal. I'm starting to like that one a lot. And it's funny, it's not as nowhere near as intense as it was through the loop, obviously. And I'm trying to overcompensate with it now, and I'm trying to crank up the levels of it to match where it was before. And I have to realize I don't want it to where it was before. You just want to have a subtle effect. And even when I was just playing there a second ago, was a little too much. If I take off that delay, okay, I just kind of want it to be like this. Just a nice little effect like that. So let's jump back over the chat. That's all the effects I wanted to show you. And speaking of the board itself, let's mute this. I'm going to be having Jody Page from Pedal Snake on the show and Rick from IdeaBench coming up September 29th. So we're going to have both those guys on the show. We're going to have a 90-minute show, and the first half will be divided by one guest. The second half will be divided for the other guest. We're going to talk about the ins and outs of the board, the history of IdeaBench. We're going to talk about Pedal Snake. And Pedal Snake, I've been with Jody for, I don't even know how many years now. I say over a decade, but I think we're getting close to approaching 2 decades. I know it was very early into 2000 that I started working with Jody. And it's actually multiple generations here now with Pedal Snake, because even Eric Jr.'s got my old Pedal Snake, the one that actually lasted me forever, has never been replaced, never been repaired. But I've gone to it's a base snake, and now I've gone to the custom snake, and Jody will tell you more about those. But I passed down my other snake to Eric Jr., so he's got it up in his board upstairs in his room. So we're going to have a very, very fun show. I really encourage people to tune in on that one. That's Friday, September 29th, 9 p.m. regular time, obviously. And that's going to be Jody from Pedal Snake and Rick from IdeaBench. And then I'll give you a recap of who else is coming on. Tomorrow night, obviously, Michael Sweet. Looking forward to that one. I was just actually talking to him on the phone about an hour before. It's about an hour ago, I guess now. So talking to him, nice little chat with him. The 22nd is the Friday after tomorrow. I've got Jeff Waters from Annihilator on the show. Phenomenal guitar player, a huge Eddie Van Halen fan. And then coming up a little after that, I've got on a Wednesday evening, I've got Derek Shrinian from Dream Theater, Sons of Apollo. He's over in Europe right now with Mike Portnoy doing a crazy press tour. They were like the past couple of days, it's just been nonstop. Literally not one break in between meetings. I saw their itinerary, and it's like it's an interview, like half-hour blocks. So he's just going crazy over there doing interviews. But he's a massive Eddie Van Halen fan, and if all goes well, I'll be able to get him to do some playing on the show for you as well. And 2 nights after that, bass extraordinaire Rudy Sarzo is going to be on the show, so I'm really looking forward to that. He's been a kind of a bass hero of mine. Even though I'm a guitar player and I've always liked guitar, I do like bass, and I like these guys that are monsters on bass. And Rudy happens to be one of those, so we'll be talking, his whole career and talking about Van Halen and the scene when they were on the scene together and goodies like that. It's gonna be fun. Let's jump back, and I saw Cloreen Baconskin. I got to give a shout out to Cloreen Baconskin here in a second. So I will be wrapping up in a moment here. It's 8:53. Maybe we can try and wrap it up tight at 9 o'clock. And let's go back and see who I missed here for sure. So lots of conversations with one another, and that's what it's all about. Good to see everyone having fun. And I hope I'm not talking for no reason, and I do have my mic on. Yes, I do. It's all good. It's hard to tell because the pack is behind me on my belt, but it works very, very well. Let me see here. Blimpus Rock videos jumping in saying sweet. Jay's Tacos and Guitars says damn, killing it. Brad says dang, that sounds so good. Humbucker Lover is liking it as well, says awesome. And Sean Kearns likes the delay. Law says dude, listening on $400 headphones, and that is the closest eruption tone I've heard in a long time. Thank you. I messed it up really bad. Trust me, I can do better than that, so forgive me on that one. But that's cool, man. It's maybe too wet, the settings I had for that, but it was meant to be extreme, just to kind of show you the extreme, because it's easier to show you the extreme, and you can back off on that stuff. So that's the way I look at it for sure. Other people may say differently, but oh, that's cool. Lee Dunn says it's 1978 all over again. Thank you. Oh, that's cool. FNF Gamer says, just told my stream to subscribe to you and buy from the Van Halen store. Thank you. Speaking of which, the baby shirt, Smokin' Baby, link is in, I almost wanted to say Puppy Monkey Baby. Why did I want to say that? The Smokin' Baby is the link is in the description down below, and you can go buy that at the Van Halen store. And I don't know, maybe there's some Puppy Monkey Baby stuff too. I don't know. That commercial stuck in my head. Puppy Monkey Baby. Humbucker Lover says, yes, Blackie DH, the clean tones are awesome. Sounds kind of like Pink Floyd tone. Thank you. And Blackie DH says, who says the EVH can't do clean tones? Yeah. If you're referring to the amplifier, surely can. I love this amplifier. These things can clean right up, and they play quiet. You can play bedroom level. I'm playing relatively loud right now. Doesn't look like it with the settings. Relatively loud, but you can bedroom levels, they still sound great, clean and distorted. Don't let anyone ever fool you and say that you can't play these amplifiers quiet and get your, arena distortion tone. You sure can. Let me see here. Did you do any mods to that standard? Blackie DH is asking. Yes, this one's been modded a lot. Now, nothing with electronics. Nothing with the electronics has been touched other than the addition of a kill switch. Adam Reaver put a kill switch in, and that's what's actually kind of cool. Adam Reaver himself modded this guitar. So I'm very blessed with this guitar. I mean, I've had, basically the hand of the Floyd Rose gods do this guitar. So all titanium string lock blocks in here, stainless steel string locks, obviously the D-tuner, stainless steel lock nut screws. I changed the regular black nickel tuning keys to a perloid, and on the back it's kind of hard to show you, but I've got the black noiseless springs, 37L brass block, And what else am I missing? I guess that's it. Oh, I got a trem stopper in this one as well too. I'm not using a trem stopper at the moment, it's disengaged, but I have a trem stopper in here too. And what I am going to be doing in the very near future, I'm going to be getting some more Wolfgang pickups, and I'm getting the black and cream, or black and white we'll say, but black and cream. And so I'm going to get the black and cream neck and bridge. I'm going to put them in here as well, just because I don't have to. They don't sound any better than these pickups here as well. But there is a nice cream binding on this guitar, and I think the black and cream is going to look nice on here. And I'm going to take these two pickups out and put them in a Ernie Ball's guitar that Junior and I are building. We're going to stripe up like the 95 striped guitar that he had, pound cake and all that kind of stuff. So it'll look pretty cool. So there'll be good pickups to go in that guitar. So that's as far as modifications of this guitar. So hopefully that answers your question. A couple guys are saying Rudy's a legend for sure. And Spencer says, shout out to YouTube for not letting me know about the live stream. So sorry, I don't know why that tends to work for you and sometimes it doesn't. And I think I've asked you this before, if you clicked on the bell notification and all those kind of things. If you click on that, and then there's another option, you can check a few other things. You can be alerted by email and all that kind of stuff too. So just double check that. Sorry, Spencer, you keep getting missed on the thing. Let me see here. Single Car Lover says Leanne. She says, well, it's Leanne, by the way. Jack Shea Martin says, not sure if I should get a new Wolfgang standard from Guitar Center or reverb.com. You know what? I'm not sure where you're located, but take a look. I mean, just because you're probably in the United States, I'm just guessing, because probably about 85% of my audience is from the United States, the rest Canada, and a few other parts around the world. Probably not exactly that high, but in the United States mostly. Look at my sponsor, Mike's Music Online. To get in touch with Mike Palermo at mikesmusiconline.com, and he'll work out a really, really good deal on standards. He had actually one of these purple ones in stock last time I was down there. I'm sure it's sold now, but he had some other ones as well too, and he's getting stuff in all the time. At least look there for sure. I've never bought from Reverb myself ever, and I know people have. And obviously here in Canada we don't have a Guitar Center, but shop around by all means. At least give Mike a shout and just ask him for a price and see what he can do. And the one thing I can guarantee you is that the differences between buying from an independent seller on Reverb or buying from someone like Mike. Mike is a great guitar tech, and he'll have it set up. He'll tell him how you like to play. If you're a metal guy, or if you tune down like crazy or whatever, he'll set it up according to your specs. So just an idea for you. Shoma Blue says, hey Leanne, single car lover. Okay, let me see here. The law says, I know you messed it up, but still do a full cover at your best with that setting, please. Okay, I will for sure. Let me see here. And Sonic Matt says, do any of your fretboards have stainless steel frets? Only one, the Made in Japan special, and I love it. And I love it to death, but at the same time, if you ever get any fret buzz, I'm not a guy that can work on stainless steel frets. I have no idea how to fool with them and set them up. So that's the only thing I don't like about that. Everything else, I can dress some frets and do some minor sanding and things like that, or filing, I should say, and take care of that and dress them after that. But stainless steel, no. So that's the only guitar I have with that. And let me see here. What left off towards the bottom here. What is Mike's website? It's in the link down below as well too, in the description. mikesmusiconline.com. It's in there with the list of my other show sponsors as well, including Van Halen Store and Rode Microphones as well. So that's it, guys. We are at 8:59. I'm going to probably wrap up here in 2 seconds. I'm going to just put my iPad down so I don't drop it. And just want to wish you guys a happy Thursday evening. Thank you for joining in and having a look at my Fastback GT pedal board from IdeaBench, powered by Pedal Snake, of course, and Strymon. All those links are in the description as well too. Go familiarize yourself with some of their sites and just have some fun and peek around. And any of those people out there will be more than happy to answer any questions you have, whether it's a sales question, pre-sales question, or just an inquiry. Reach out and educate yourself a little bit on some of these products. A lot of cool stuff. I want to thank you for some kind words on the playing tonight. Even I was just wasn't in my element, but you know what? It is what it is. I'm glad to make mistakes and not hide it. I could do a million edits and then make it look perfect, but I've made the flops live on the air. Might as well do it that way, right? So come back tomorrow. See me at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Michael Sweet. Looking forward to that. And I hope everyone has a great day at work tomorrow. We will see you real soon. I'm going to jump over back to the command controls, and you guys have a great night. We'll see you real soon. Cheers.
Hey, my name is Eric, and I'm playing the Frankenstrat guitar.
Video production services provided by Design 39 Media. Visit design39media.com for all your website, photography, and video production needs.